This is lesson number 11 in the series of lessons that accompanies the book How to Play the Three-String Cigar Box Guitar. And today we're going to be talking about vibrato and how to use vibrato to introduce a little bit of an organic sound to the notes. As opposed to maybe just a boring or sterile type of sound. If I play this note, I'm just playing a note here, 5th fret of 2nd string. Well, that's a decent sounding note. But listen to what happens if I just rock this finger back and forth. Can you hear I'm adding a little something extra to that? And I can go up and down like this, or I could go back and forth a little bit. In fact, I'm kind of just shaking the whole neck. If you look on page 57 at figure 210, that kind of shows the two different directions I could use to make vibrato here. A lovely sound, actually. If I go, that to me sounds more interesting than so a little bit of vibrato there. Like with a human voice, when a singer holds a note out, a lot of times you'll hear a little bit of vibrato going on. So, either back and forth like this, or up, I call this up and down because I'm going up and down the neck, parallel to the strings, or back and forth, parallel to the frets. Sometimes that's called shaking, because you're shaking the whole neck. Now, there are a couple things about vibrato that you want to experiment with. One is how quickly, or the speed of the change of pitch. In fact, before we do that, let's define vibrato. What is it? Well, as you've just heard, it's a changing of the pitch on a fairly regular basis. And that change could be quick, or it could be slower. That change could be broad. In other words, we change quite a bit, the pitch, or it could be fairly narrow. So those are some decisions you want to make. That's fairly slow. Or I could go a lot quicker. So you want to fit that sound to the song. And usually if it's a fast-paced song, the vibrato wants to be a little quicker. Now, in terms of the technique, if you watch, say, classical guitarists on YouTube videos, you'll see them doing this all the time. As they move around and they get on a note for any length of time, they're kind of going up and down like that. Whereas a rock guitarist or a folk musician probably will be shaking the thing. Try both ways and see which works for you. You can also introduce some vibrato with your slide. If I'm up here, so I'm not moving the slide at all, but again, if it's too broad, well, it sounds kind of like a cartoon, right? That's too much. So you want to be, as with all embellishments, you want to be a little bit subtle. Adds a little bit of life without being silly. Now, that's vibrato with going up and down with your finger, or to the side, or with a slide. Could you have vibrato, say, on an open string? Well, you see some guys, sometimes they'll go and then, shake the whole thing in front of the mic. That may be one way to do it. But how about this? If I made it like a harmonic, so I'm producing vibrato with the open string, by pressing down on the string above the nut, or below the nut, say. Sometimes this is used like as a little bit of a gag. If you have this, say on the second string. So it's kind of like I'm turning a screw or something. Again, this is a technique you don't want to use too often, but it's a good gag. So there are several ways of introducing a little bit of vibrato, either with a fretted note, up and down, back and forth, with a slide, even with an open string. Play around with that some. Give it a try. Think about how broad you want that vibrato to sound. Usually not too broad, fairly subtle, and how quickly or slowly you want to use that.